Okay, so you've been wanting to write a story for a while now. You want to be that next best-selling author. You want to write that book that everyone's going to love, but you just haven't been sure how to start yet. What do you need to know before you start writing anyway? Do you need a plan? Do you need to know every detail about your characters? Do you need to know how it ends? Do you need an outline? Are you an architect or a gardener? These are just some of the many questions that are not resolved, and they are genuine questions to be sure. But let's be real. Your confusion has been wasting precious time you could be using to hone your craft and start practicing. So, what's the answer? Well, discovery writing. Discovery writing. You open a blank page and just start writing. You have no plan, you have no idea where the story will take you. No idea who your characters are. Nothing. And sure, this sounds daunting and difficult, and rightfully so, but you should try it, because there is a freedom to this style of writing that doesn't exist when you have a plan. You can go in any direction and explore anything that takes your interest. You are not caged into the structure imposed on you by a plot plan. And the result of this? A story that feels more present. Now, yes, every story goes through numerous revision stages, but I am a firm believer that the first draft sets the pace and even the overall feel of the story. It forms the skeleton, or the foundation upon which you build everything else. This is why your writing style is so influential on your overall story. In the case of discovery writing, the story feels more present. With no plot plan, you as the author are not writing to meet the next checkpoint of the story. Instead, you go with the flow, and you let the story keep its own pace. You move on when it feels right. So, for example, discovery writing normally leads to better internal dialogue, better scene descriptions, and most noticeable of all, better immersion. Immersion is so important in a story. Immersive stories draw you in, make you forget about your own life, your own concerns, and for a while all that exists is the world between the pages. And so discovery writing is a great way to create more immersive stories. And this is easy to see why. With no structure, with no future, all you have as the writer is what's happening at the character's present moment. And so you have no choice but to pay attention with that. The big problem with plot plans is that it forces you to constantly think about what's happening next, where you are now, and how you're getting to that next point that you've outlined in your plan. But with discovery writing, you don't have this. All you have is the moment in which you've got nothing else but what's happening right now with the character. And so you just have no choice but to pay more attention to the present. Characters come to life on the page, and often you learn that they are not the people you thought them to be. They have a mind of their own, as any good character should. You want to learn more about them, more about their story. And for this reason, discovery writing can often be more enjoyable for writers themselves. Just like the readers, you are learning the story's path as it happens. And it can really help motivate you to continue writing the thousands of words necessary to build your novel, because you want to know what happens next. So give it a try. Like all things, it takes practice, but don't dismiss it too soon. Of course, there's not one way to write a book, and I do not claim that discovery writing is for everyone. For all the help it can be, there are some noticeable weaknesses that can be solved by using a plan. Check out my video on why you should try writing with a plan to give you a more complete picture on writing styles. Writing is not the easiest thing in the world, but one thing you can do to make it just a bit easier is to subscribe to the channel so I can remind you to keep at it. Just a bit of practice every day is all it takes. It all builds up, and I can help with that. So like, subscribe, and most importantly, start writing that novel I know you've been putting off for so long. We all have a story to tell, so go and write yours, one word at a time.